Who hasn't imagined themselves as a millionaire? You'd probably have to win the lottery, have a successful sports career, a high-paying job, or even marry someone rich. We do have some good news for you though. No matter how much money you have or don't have, or where you got your degree from, you can become a millionaire. But how? In this video, we'll show you 8 skills that can help you become a millionaire, and you may use these skills right away to start building your wealth. Skill number 1, be well organized. When you ask a poor person how they feel about organizing their finances, they will likely tell you that they think it is a huge waste of time, but the wealthy realize that when done well, excellent organization doesn't actually take time, it creates time. When it comes to money management, this is completely accurate. You can waste a lot of time if you have to look all over the place for your checkbook or bank statements. If you can't seem to find statements for payments that may or may not be due, or if you have to dig through a mountain of paperwork to get a name or address. If you make a late payment due to poor organization, you can be hit with outrageous late penalties, and in some situations, bad credit, increased interest rates, or higher insurance expenses. So, if you want to live a lavish lifestyle, organize your finances, and use the time and money you have now to increase your wealth. Skill number 2, emphasize time management. Our most valuable resource, without a doubt, is time. Unfortunately, millions of people waste time by binge-watching TV shows or passively browsing the internet, then question why they aren't achieving their financial goals. The reality is that wealthy people manage their time meticulously. However, making the most of your time doesn't just happen. It calls for the application of time management strategies that make each second count. For example, many people who value their time prioritize their daily activities and make sure to start working on the most crucial ones first thing in the morning. This time management method is effective because it helps you guarantee that you finish your most valuable things each day and build momentum as you tick off your most difficult tasks from your checklist. The rich also employ the practice of themed days. You can ramp up your level of focus and enable more in-depth work by categorizing your days of the week by activity. Now, although not all wealthy people practice these themed days, the majority are aware of the value of maintaining focus when attempting to carry out high-quality work. Skill number 3, make finances enjoyable. The act of reaching any financial goal is a terrific way to create financial momentum, whether it's crossing off another day without making a purchase or accomplishing one of your long-term income objectives. In fact, reaching these goals can be so vital to your success as a whole that many financial advisors will frequently recommend techniques that enable people to experience these bursts of momentum instead of choosing the most economical course of action. While it may not be financially advantageous to pay off smaller loans first, while the interest rate on larger ones is higher, doing so will give you the drive you need to continue your debt reduction efforts. Thus, defining financial goals should be a major priority in your new and revamped financial life if you haven't already done so. Skill number 4, prioritize goal setting. Setting clear goals is similar to having a map. The more detailed the map is, the simpler it will be to get to where you're going. Contrary to people who live financially average lives, the wealthy employ the most efficient methods for creating and achieving goals. First, the wealthy use the SMART goal framework to establish goals. Your goal must be timely, explicit, measurable, reachable, and realistic for this strategy to work. You'll be substantially more inclined to accomplish these goals if you have a solid goal that complies with all of the SMART Goal framework's requirements, especially if you combine this strategy with the other millionaire goal setting secret. The majority of millionaires will tell you that setting goals requires writing them down. However, you must review your goals once you've written them down. It is said that those who clearly articulate or visualize their goals have a higher success rate than those who do not. Hence, it's not enough to simply get SMART goals. You also need to examine them every day to further emphasize their significance and accelerate your progress. Skill number 5, ability to spot opportunities. Whether you believe it or not, there are opportunities everywhere, and those who are able to find and seize them have a considerably higher chance of being wealthy. Sadly, a lot of people think that spotting opportunities is a skill that comes naturally, but this isn't the case. Finding opportunities is a skill you can learn and develop, just like typing or reading. By boosting your awareness through ongoing education, you enable yourself to discover new opportunities and take advantage of these events to become wealthy. Skill number 6, focus on money management. Simply put, you can't become wealthy if you can't manage your finances. Because of this, the wealthy consistently work on improving their money management skills. They are aware of how to maximize their earnings. By making their money work for them, they increase their fortune. The majority of individuals never stop working for money because they don't know how to make their money work for them. Most of people's income goes toward personal expenses, while the remainder is often kept in a low-interest savings account. By keeping their personal spending low and investing their remaining income, wealthy people can increase their wealth. They don't store their money in one place for an extended period of time. They put it to use by making investments that would generate a return or help expand their business. These people are able to quickly compound their wealth by constantly reducing their personal spending over a period of years while continuing to invest as much money as they can into multiple income streams. Skill number 7, delayed gratification. We live in an era of instant feedback, and although it is great to get a text message immediately or a delivery the next day after purchasing something online, this frequent urgency has made it tougher to put off gratification. Sad to say, the majority of people act impulsively and are primarily motivated by entertainment. They frequently waste money on items that are unnecessary but only provide short-term pleasure. But the wealthy understand that putting off pleasure and working the long game are the keys to accumulating real wealth. Wealthy people have the self-control to avoid wasting money on unnecessary things. Instead of wanting to spend money now, they save it and invest it in things that increase in value and produce resources that can be utilized in the future. Delay discounting is a behavior where someone chooses to discount the worth of future rewards in order to satisfy oneself right away, even though taking a lesser reward isn't precisely reasonable. As a result, the wealthy acquire this skill by making the sacrifices that the common person does not, and because of that, they are now able to live their lives to an extent that the average person can only imagine. Skill number 8, ability to concentrate on high-yielding activities. Wealthy people are masters at managing their time, and one way to do this is by constantly being aware of the significance of their time. They constantly assess the importance of the tasks they are completing in order to devote the majority of their time to high-yielding activities. But what exactly are high-value activities? These are the activities that will bring in the most money from a business perspective. What criteria do millionaires use to decide which pursuits are worthwhile and which are not? The ability of a daily activity to increase wealth helps the rich decide which activities to engage in. They spend as much time as possible on tasks that will result in a bigger profit, and they assign other tasks, such as administrative responsibilities, to other individuals. The 80-20 rule is actually being used in this situation. The wealthy determine which 20% of their activities provide 80% of their profits, and then allocate their time to these activities. In reality, prosperous business owners perform a similar analysis on their customers. Simply put, if you want to become wealthy, you must examine how you spend the limited hours in each day and make sure that they are entirely devoted to high-yielding activities. A small number of your customers may frequently account for the majority of your profits. The word millionaire may seem daunting and unreachable. The real kicker is that it's much more attainable than you might think. Becoming wealthy is very possible, even if you start off with absolutely no money. That concludes today's video, which we hope you enjoyed and learned something from. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and consider subscribing to the Inlet Financial Coaching channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.